Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, folks. There's a lot of buzz around the Cleveland Browns right now, especially when it comes to one of the most dominant and feared players on their roster, Myles Garrett. You all know how talented Garrett is, right? Six-time Pro Bowler, four-time All-Pro, and a player who has been a cornerstone of Cleveland's defense since he was drafted. But what's really stirring the pot now isn't just his incredible performance on the field, which, by the way, includes that eye-popping 5-sack game against the Patriots, but the rumors swirling about his future. Rumors that suggest, and I mean suggest with a lot of heat, that the Philadelphia Eagles aren't just mildly interested in Garrett, but they are super hot for him. That's right, folks. The Eagles, a team known for their aggressive moves and willingness to spend big, reportedly are willing to go all in, offering up 3 first-round picks to land this superstar pass rusher. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, why would Cleveland even consider trading Garrett? Well, let's talk about that. First off, the Browns have just signed Garrett to a massive 4-year, $160 million extension, which is a clear sign of their commitment to him. But of course, in the NFL, everything is on the table if the right deal comes along. The Eagles' interest, especially with Howie Roseman at the helm, has been known for a while, but now it's escalated to a point where it's being called super hot. This phrase isn't thrown around lightly in NFL circles. It indicates a level of serious intent, a willingness to make a blockbuster move that could reshape not only the Browns' defensive line, but also the entire division hierarchy. You see, the Eagles are in a unique position. They're a team that's been close to the top, with a strong roster, especially on the defensive front. Adding Garrett would be like icing on the cake, boosting their pass rush to an elite level. It's no secret that Philadelphia's defensive line has been solid, but Garrett would elevate it to a different stratosphere. Imagine that for a moment, Fletcher Cox, Jalen Carter, and Myles Garrett all rushing the passer in the same defensive front. Opposing quarterbacks would have nightmares just trying to get the ball out. But here's the thing, despite how tempting this deal might seem for the Eagles, the Browns aren't just going to give him away. They've made it clear, at least through their internal signals, that they're not interested in moving Garrett right now, and that's understandable. Garrett's impact on the field is undeniable. Last season, he was a force, and this year he continues to dominate. His ability to disrupt defenses, to pressure quarterbacks, and to make plays that swing games, it's rare. The Browns rely heavily on that edge rush presence to keep them competitive, especially considering their somewhat inconsistent offense. Now, let's get into some numbers because they tell a story too. The Browns are in a unique spot financially with Garrett's contract. They're on the hook for a significant amount of money over the next few seasons, which complicates any potential trade. While Philadelphia might be willing to take on a good chunk of that contract, Cleveland would still face a hefty dead cap hit if they moved him now. That's a big risk for any franchise, especially one that's trying to build a sustainable and competitive team. So from a financial standpoint, trading Garrett doesn't really make much sense at this moment. And let's not forget, Cleveland's defense is one of the few bright spots this season. While their offense has struggled at times, the defense, with Garrett leading the charge, has kept them in a lot of games. Moving on from such a pivotal player would be a devastating blow, not only in terms of talent but also morale. Garrett isn't just a player, he's a symbol of the Browns' resilience and their potential to be elite. To lose him now would be like giving up on the season before it even really gets going. And here's the kicker, these rumors do matter. They're worth keeping in mind because they highlight the level of interest and the kind of resources some teams are willing to put on the table. Even if Cleveland says no, the fact that the Eagles are so super hot for Garrett shows how highly he's valued across the league. And that means no matter what, if the right offer comes along, maybe a higher draft pick, maybe a package of players, Cleveland's management has to be prepared. Now, shifting gears a little, let's talk about the big picture here. The AFC North is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in football right now. The Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and Browns are all fighting for that top spot, but the division has been characterized by its physicality and defensive battles. Cleveland, with Garrett anchoring their pass rush, has had a chance to be a serious contender. But if rumors like these are true and if a team like Philly gets involved, it could shake things up quite a bit. Think about it, Cleveland losing Garrett would create a massive void on their defense, and they'd need to find a way to fill it quickly. That could mean draft picks, free agency, or internal development, but nothing really replaces a player of Garrett's caliber overnight. And of course, the Browns' front office, led by Andrew Berry, has been cautious about trading away key pieces unless the offer is overwhelmingly favorable. They're a team that's been building through the draft and strategic signings, and losing Garrett would be a step back. Even with the allure of 3 first-round picks, those picks would likely be in the late part of the round, which diminishes their immediate value. Plus, the financial side makes it challenging. Cleveland would still be responsible for a lot of dead cap money, which complicates their cap management. So from every angle, financial, strategic, and emotional, trading Garrett seems unlikely at this point. But let's not forget, in the NFL, things change quickly. Rumors like these aren't just idle chatter. They're indicators of a league where teams are always looking to improve, to shake up the status quo, and to make bold moves. And with the trade deadline approaching, the possibility of a surprise deal isn't completely out of the question. The Eagles, with their history of aggressive moves and willingness to spend draft capital, could still make a push if they believe Garrett is the missing piece for a championship run. The question is, how much are they willing to give up? And would Cleveland be willing to part with him, especially given how integral he's been to their defense? It's a fascinating scenario that keeps Browns fans on the edge of their seats. While most signs point to Garrett staying put, the league is unpredictable. The fact that the rumors are gaining traction means we have to stay alert, keep watching, and see how things unfold in the coming days. Remember, the NFL is a league of instant decisions, and sometimes the biggest trades happen right before the deadline. The Browns have built a team that's competitive now, but the allure of a blockbuster trade always lingers, especially when you consider how much interest there is in Garrett. And I want to highlight one more thing: the importance of Garrett's presence on this Browns team. Yes, his stats are impressive, but beyond that, his leadership and relentless attitude set the tone for the entire defense. Cleveland has been able to punch above their weight partly because of his ability to change games single-handedly. Losing him would not just be losing a player, it would be losing a cornerstone of their identity, a symbol of their ambitions. And this year, more than ever, Browns fans want to see their team rise, make a playoff push, and maybe even surprise everyone in the postseason. Garrett's role in that is undeniable. So as we keep an eye on the trade rumors, the upcoming games, and the evolving landscape of the NFL, remember that Cleveland Browns fans, you're witnessing a team at a crossroads. The next few weeks could be defining not just for Garrett, but for the entire franchise. Will they hold tight and keep their star, or will the allure of a huge deal force their hand? The answer remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure: the Browns are in the thick of one of the most exciting periods in recent memory. And whether Garrett stays or goes, the passion of the dog pound remains unwavering. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these rumors? Do you think Garrett will stay, or is there a chance he might be wearing a different jersey soon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Browns. Do you think the Eagles' interest is just smoke, or could they really pull off a blockbuster? And how would that impact Cleveland's chances this season? I want to know everything you're thinking. Remember, this is a passionate community, and your voice is what makes it special. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, analysis, and inside info on everything Browns related. This season is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable and exciting in recent memory, and we're here to bring you every detail, every rumor, and every highlight. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's keep that Browns spirit alive. Thanks for watching, Browns fans. Your loyalty and passion make all of this worth it. Until next time, keep the faith, and as always, go Browns.